Hey, welcome back to this new Pizza Array tutorial, and today we will do some city and lightning stuff. Here we go. Yeah, here we are now in Blender, and yeah, let's get started. First of all, let's create here some really low poly cubic buildings, so we can use here this cube. And let's change here the dimensions to 20 by 20 by 60, really big. And I want to go a little bit here in the real world scaling, so we can see here the relations from our guy to our building. So it's a really big skyscraper. And yeah, let's hit here into the shading, and we want to create here our first material, which is building A. Awesome. So let's see, and now we want to put some textures on it. I got these 4 different textures from Ambient CG. I will put a link into the description. But now let's put the stuff here on our cubes. You have to enable the node wrangler as always. If you don't have it enabled, search here for Wrangler and enable Node Wrangler, and now we are able to select here the principal BSDF shader, press Ctrl Shift and T, and now we can import here our first materials, which will be here the normal, the color. We can select here the emission, but we have to put this one by hand after that into the shading. Select this displacement. We don't need this for this one, and the roughness. As you can see now, that was this wrong thing here. Okay, as you can see here now, we have here our textures on it, but we have to make some adjustments. But first I want to bring in here the emission. Okay, and here we are, and now we can put here the emission here into the scene as well. So now we can put the link here to the emission texture and bring this one here into the emission. So that's looking good. I want to go here with the emission strength of 25. Yeah, and as you can see here now, the mapping is not really good. So what we have to do here for every building, we have to go here and the Z value to 90 degrees and bring this one down here for tiling for something like 3 by 2. Yeah, and now I will do this 3 times again for different texture setups. So I think I will fast forward this because it's the same texturing stuff for building B, C, and D. See you after that. Okay, here we are now back with our buildings, and as you can see here is the mapping on these 4 buildings. Sometimes I changed here the scale size to 3 by 2 or 4 by 2.4. It's up to you. You can leave it or change it how you want to have this. I try to make that every building has the same window size. So okay, and now we want to put these 4 buildings here into a collection, which will be not a collection, will be build things here right now, so now we can disable this. Okay, let's go here now and create our city with the buildings and geometry nodes. So we need here a cube now. Let's rename this one here to GN City. And now we can add here a new geometry. No, that's the shading. Let's hit here into the geometry nodes. And now we can add here a new one, GN City. And what we need for this one is not this geometry. We need a grid. Let's put the grid here, and we need an instance on points. So let's put this one here, and we need a collection info, which is this one here right now. And now we put this stuff here together. Let's put the grid into the points and the geometry into the instances, and the instances here to the geometry. And yeah, nothing happens because we have to select here our buildings. So now we can see something is going on here right now. But yeah, let's change here a few things. So we have to go to separate because we only want to have one building on one position. Otherwise, every four buildings will be, or 4 buildings will be on the same point, so they will intersect, and yeah, it's not what we want. Is so yeah, separate children and pick instance. And now I will change the grid to the final final scene stuff. So I will go a little bit with some weird numbers, but after all, it will be the whole picture, or you will see the whole picture. So okay, we will go here with the size X by 1513 by 803, and we will go to 25 by 12 segments. So we have here yeah, a cool city, not so cool, but yeah, the buildings here. And what we want to do now is we want some randomness here for each building, so we don't have here the lines of every building. So we need a random value, so let's get on here to a random value, and let's put this one here into the instance index. Okay, and we want to go here with the integer, and I got a number which is 0 and 118, and yeah, we have to put this into the instance index. So now you can see we have here some variations. As always, you can play with these settings, but for my setup, this is what which value I put in here. And now let's make a little bit randomness again, and I want to have the randomness in the scale. So I want to duplicate this one here now and change this one here to vector. And now we can put this here into the scale, but now you can see that the buildings are getting some weird scaling in the X, Y, and Z direction. So what we need to do is we want to add the randomness on top of the normal of the basic value, so, or of the base value. So we need a vector math and put this one between, and we want to put this random value on top of the basic value. So let's put this one here to 1, everything, and now you can see that we have the base and put some random values on top, which will be 1.5, 1.5 and 1.5 for everything. And now we got a little bit randomness here into the scaling. That's cool. And yeah, let's put the last thing inside here, which will be a set position. Put this here between, and now we want to go with a little bit of randomness again. And we need random value. Let's duplicate this one. We want to leave it like a vector, or leave it as a vector, and put this one here into the offset. And again, some weird numbers here right now, but yeah, minus 208.4, minus 250. Let's leave this by 0. I want to go with 250 and 250. And yeah, that's here now the city. Let's bring on here our camera. So let's head back here into layout mode. And as you can see, when we are going into preview mode and yeah, press the camera 0 on the numpad, yeah, the camera view looks not really good. So let's change this now. And again, feel free to find another camera view or something like this. But yeah, I will show you now my camera position, which will be 80.82 minus 94.3.2. Okay, let's go here into the camera view, and 3.203 and 3. And we want to go here with a 106. And yeah, let's leave this by 0. And I want to go by 29.6. And as you can see now, we have here some weirdness going on, and we can change this because we are having so high scaled buildings. The camera cutoff will not show here anymore the stuff, so we have to change here the clip and to 1500. And now we can see that everything is fine now. Okay, and yeah, I want to change here the focal length to to a wide angle. It's, yeah, I don't know if it's fisheye. I think fisheye is 11 millimeters or something like this. We will go here with 18 millimeters. One thing is left here, or I forget one thing that is here now. The shift, and I want to shift here the camera a little bit to 0.14 to maybe something like this. Okay, and now what I like to do is changing here the camera. Let's see here the viewport display and the perspective to 1, so we only have to, or we only see the real camera view and nothing around this. Okay, after that, let's bring in here our little guy, and I want to put this little guy here on a crane. So I got here from Free Polygon, and we want to take this container crane here for now. So let's bring in this little thing here. So let's go here and import FBX, and we want to put this here inside. Okay, so let's change here the the transform now. So first of all, we have to go to object, set origin to geometry. Otherwise the rotation and scaling will not fit here now. So now we can go and change here the numbers to something like 77.908 minus 85.217, and the Z value will be 2.5545. And the rotation 90 degrees is okay. Z rotation 50.4. And let's scale this thing down here in the X value to something like 589 or something like this. And now we have here our crane and our scene. Yeah, which will point here to our building. Okay, so and now we can go ahead here and put our little guy here into the position, which will be, for my scene here right now, 81.605 minus 88.55. Now I want to go with 4.1831. So, and now we can see our guy here on the crane. Maybe let's rotate this guy here to something like 50 degrees in the Z value. And let's go ahead and bring here some environment. So I want to start here with the Eevee. So let's go here into rendering. And yeah, let's disable here the light. I think we will use this one later. Let's enable ambient occlusion bloom, which is really bright here. So maybe let's increase a little bit the threshold now, but we can adjust this a little bit later. But for now, that's okay. Screen space, reflections a little bit. And yeah, let's disable half rest trace, maximum roughness, and we don't need edge fading. And what I want to do now is let's go here into the shading and into the Eevee view, and I want to go here now into the world settings. Yeah, and in the world settings, let's search here for the output, and I want to use here the sky texture. So let's cut here, or let's cut here the thing between here, the wire between, and I want to search here for a sky texture. And let's put this one here into the surface, and we want to use what is it? Hosek Wilkie. And yeah, let's bring this one a little bit down. So I want to go with a turbidity of 1 and ground albedo 0.508, something like that. But when you're pressing here the mouse down, you can change here a little bit here the sky. So but I want to go here with something like that, so we have a little gradient here in the background, so a little bit darker in the top, and in the bottom it's get a little bit brighter. So that is good for this one. I think we can go ahead here and add here now a sun. So let's bring here our first light into it. Let's get back here to layout mode, and I want to add here a sun. So let's see, and I want to make this a blue sun because I want to have a blue fillish light, and the scene should be later a little bit more dark. So let's add here this one here, this hex color, and I want to change the strength to 5. Let's leave the diffuse, specular, and volume as it is. I want to change the angle to 151, and shadow is okay, and I think we can add here some contact shadows, and I want to change nothing else. This can be like it is. So we have here some lights on this side, and now we can go ahead and add here the clouds. So yeah, I will put the link for the clouds into the description. It's a free VDB library of clouds. So you can grab your one to add this into your scene. I only use here the cloud one. So let's bring this one in here really quick. Yeah, for now, let's see where it is. The cloud is really small here right now. Yeah, let's increase here the scale right now. I want to go here with something like 60 by 60 by 60. So now we can see here we have some cloudiness which is going on, and I want to change here the position to, so let's go back here into the viewport, our camera view. Now let's change here the cloud position to 82.761, 33.572 and 88.63. So our first cloud is here in position right now, and yeah, the numbers are a little bit weird because we are having the scale is so high. So let's duplicate this one because I want to bring this on the other side here now. So something like minus 70.80, 188, minus 24 and 64. 64.092. Okay, now we're having here some like a small framing. Because we are on Eevee, we have to enable here right now the volumetrics tab here, the volumetrics shadowing, and now we can see a little bit better here our clouds now. And yeah, because we want to have a foggy scene, let's add here some fog. And yeah, let's see. Let's bring in here cube. Let's see the cube. And yeah, let's scale this one really big. I want to go with something like 5,000 by 5,000 by 500. And yeah, this thing is really big here right now, but yeah. And now we can bring this one down here to minus 200, 80, 200, minus 240, I think. That's good. Let's head back here into the shading and select. Yeah, and the shading here, we want to add here a new material, which will be the fog. We don't need this one. Let's search here for volume scatter. And volume scatter should be a little bit grayish here right now. Density 0.3, the anisotropy to 0.9. Now we are having a little bit of a hazy scene right now. Now let's add here some lights to get a little bit more, a little bit more dramatic. But first of all, I want to change here the principal BSDF from our crane to something black. So the bluish one. It's not really cool. So okay, that was good here right now. Yeah, I want to add here. So let's go back here into layout mode. I want to add here a light, which is an area light, and the area light has a color, a color which is something orangey. And I want to go really high with the power of our light. So we have to go to 5. What is it? Okay, I think it's watts. And now we are going to 5 megawatts. I hope that's right. Okay. And yeah, it's a really bright light. So let's see here, when we are putting this around, we can see that's a really hazy light now. really bright and hazy one. And yeah, let's bring this one up to 180 so it's shining upwards. And now some weird coordinates again. So 69 by 534, 55.074, and I want to go here minus 23.98981, and we got something like this. And yeah, something I forget was to change the square size to something like 2.5, so that's a little bit more. The radius is a little bit bigger here. Yeah, I think that's it for the light. We need some contact shadows, or we can add some contact shadows now. Let's bring in the next light. Let's duplicate this one here, and we change the color to something bluish here right now. Yeah, to something like this. Yeah, and let's change the power to 1 with 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, something like this. And the size of the square should be something like 74. And yeah, I think that's it for the settings here. And I want to bring this to another position, which will be 25.485 and minus 51.45.45. And yeah, let's leave this by 0. Yeah, let's make the last thing, which will be the lightning. So we have to go here, maybe let's change this here to fog, that we know that that is the fog. And now we want to bring in here a new one, which is the cube, which should be the lightning. So lightning. Okay, first of all, we need Bezier curve. So let's create one. And I want to go here to curve and Bezier curve, something like this. And yeah, let's rename this one here to lightning. And yeah, let's go here into the let's go here into this the edit mode by pressing the tab button. And let's search here for this one. So maybe let's disable here everything. And now we can see. Okay, here are the points. So let's select all by pressing A and X and then vertices. And now when we are let's enable here our city. Let's go into our view, and now we can go here and use here the draw tool, and maybe let's draw here a line which maybe could be here our lightning stroke. So, and let's select all the things, go into the 7 to the top view, select all, pressing A and G, and let's bring this one here over our centered building here. And maybe let's scale this one a little bit up now so that it fits here. And I think that's okay for this one. So, and yeah, let's leave here the edit mode now, and we can go here into the geometry lightning. So let's select this one here, and yeah, maybe let's add here a new geometry node setup. Lightning. Yeah, what we need now is we need another connection. So we need an info, which is an object info for only one thing or one mesh, not a group. And yeah, let's see. We need a curve to mesh. Curve to mesh, which is this one. And what we need else is a curve cycle for the basics. Curve cycle. So let's put these things together. So let's put the geometry into the curve and the other curve into the profile curve, and let's put this one here into the geometry. Okay, let's select here the lightning underscore lightning, and now we can see here's our stroke now, but yeah, it's a little bit too it's a little bit too strong. So I want to go here with another radius, which we 0.2, so it's a little bit thinner. And yeah, now we have to do some stuff, which is we want to add here a noise texture to get a little bit these striking, lightning, zigzag stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead here, and we need a set position node, which will be here in this one here between. So let's put this one a little bit down and this one here. And now we want to use a noise texture. And when we are putting this one here, the color into the offset, you can see that something is happening, but not really yeah, not really well. So that's why, because we don't have so much subdivisions. So let's add here a subdivide curve and put this one here in between. Let's crank this one up to 15. And now when we are doing some stuff, it's not really going on, because the noise texture is not yeah, the radius and stuff is yeah, the scale is not so big, I guess. So I did a little push for this one. So I added a vector math in between these nodes here and a multiply. And now when we are adding here some values into the vectors, we can see that here is something going on. And yeah, let's put this one a little bit here, maybe to something like, that's not yeah, it's not looking so abstract here, but I want to scale this a little bit, maybe to something like this, and the detail can be a little bit more or less, that's up to you. And the detail, what is the detail? Oh no, I forgot, I'm sorry. I did this in 4D, so the width would be to something like 46, and the scale was on 46 as well. So that's the thing now. So the detail is on 15, but you can change this if you want to have a little bit more of these yeah, things. And the distortion, you can play with these settings. So maybe something like this is cool here. And yeah, you can change here the values as you wish or as you like. Maybe something like this is okay. When the line is a little bit too small, you can go ahead here and put this a little bit up here. maybe to something like this. Okay, and that's for the lightning here right now. And I thought it would be cool for that we have some tiny strokes or lightning strokes, which will come out here with our big stroke. So yeah, what we can do now is duplicate this one here, and maybe let's go here and let's see. Maybe let's delete here this one, and I'll make some with the other point here right now, or the easy way, maybe something like that. There is yeah, one big stroke and maybe another 2 or 3 strokes which will come out of the clouds here. So maybe here, but you always have to check this in the viewport of our camera view again. So maybe something this one here again. So let's check this out here and bring this other stroke here again. So to something like this. Okay, so let's rename this one here to small or something like this. And now we can leave this and go back here into our geometry node setup. And what we can easily do now is yeah, let's duplicate the whole setup here right now. Shift and D, and we can do here or search here for join geometry. Bring this here together and select here now the lightning small. And let's see, maybe let's put here where is it here, the profile curve, the radius a little bit down to something like this. And yeah, we can play here. Maybe it's a little bit too, maybe to something like this. And now we have to add here yeah, what is it, a material. So let's search here for set material, and maybe let's add here one material, lightning. So let's select this one here. And now when we are going here into the shading, we can see here that the emission, let's bring the emission up here and change the color to something white bluish, I think. And we can increase here the strength to 50 or something like this. But we have to check this again with all the other stuff, so that it's not too bright. But I think that's okay here. Maybe let's yeah, bring a little bit more down here the radius from these small things. So maybe the only thing is on that is the only thing is with Eevee, I think we got a little bit jankiness here and the strokes. So it looks a little bit better. The strokes or the lightning strikes are looking a little bit better in yeah, with cycles. So we will check this out here in a couple of minutes. The last thing which I want to show you is to make this a little bit more pop. We can go here into the color management and and change the look to very high contrast. And now we have really cool lightning strike, which will hit here into the building, and we have here some lines which are pointing to the center of our image. Maybe let's rotate this a little bit more here to bring this a little bit more here into this to our building here, maybe to something like this. And yeah, the last thing is the cycles view. But as always, when you're using these cloud stuff, it's really slow on my machine, but maybe your machine is a little bit faster. So yeah, but it's up to you. So as you can see, it's really slow here right now. But I think the result is a little bit cooler here in the cycles view, so you get a little bit more realistic volumetric lighting and stuff like that. But yeah, as always, it's up to you which render you use. That was this tutorial, and if you like my stuff, check out my channel on the next video. See you there, and bye.